seek the spirit. Too much light blinds the eye, too much noise deafens the ear, too many spices dull the taste, too much exercise weakens the body. The pursuit of great riches leads to ruin. The wise attend to the inner truth of things and are not fooled by outward appearances. They ignore matter and seek the spirit. That is chapter 12 of the Tao Te Ching. Jumping right in, ignoring matter and seeking the spirit is something that can't be done for anyone else. It's something that requires individual effort. And I guess this is the precursor here is the assumption that a human being would like to have wisdom, because wisdom is a way to live a better life. Wisdom to know which decision to make, which decision not to make, knowing about which results are most desirable is a product of having wisdom. Making better decisions leads to better outcomes. This chapter makes some very specific recommendations about not trying to be too much, not trying to be all things to all people, not trying to overextend ourselves. Too much of a good thing, even too much of a great thing, is going to have negative impacts. Finding balance in our life is really important. Ignoring matter, seeking the spirit, weirdly made me think of a quote from Ayn Rand, which says, "I want to stress that our primary interest is not politics or economics as such, but man's nature and man's relationship to existence." That's from the beginning of her book called Capitalism, the Unknown Ideal. Ayn Rand, I do not believe, had any particular soft spot for Taoism, but it can certainly be true just from this quote and the other, 300 and some odd pages, 400 some odd pages of just this one book that she wrote, is that she is, and the moral defense of capitalism is attending to the inner truth of things rather than the outward appearance. It's based on the spirit that each and every single human being has value. More importantly, rather equally importantly, maybe I won't even assign a value to it, it does point to the idea that each person ought to have the ability to pursue wisdom, to pursue a better life, to find the proper balance that brings them health and happiness and fulfillment, leads to a meaningful existence without barriers imposed by other people. What should be done when you discover that there are barriers to seeking wisdom, barriers to seeking a better life? These kind of barriers and intrusions to seeking what we value certainly exist. And to quote Thomas Paine here, he says, "Men of passive tempers look somewhat lightly over the offenses, and, still hoping for the best, are apt to call out, 'Come, come, we shall be friends again for all of this.' But examine the passions and feelings of mankind, bringing the doctrine of reconciliation to the touchstone of nature, and tell me whether you can hereafter love, honor, and faithfully serve the power that hath carried fire and sword into your land." The question of what we do when we're faced with intrusions is a difficult one. We're so uniquely situated in this time where we're more connected than ever, where we can put together videos and audio and talk to each other in real time across the world. And while sidestepping the question of whether or not we're using the technology available to us in a valuable way, what I'll point out is that regardless of where we are right now, the opportunity to define better for ourselves is absolutely at hand. There's an incredible opportunity here to seek the spirit, to understand the truth of things, and not be fooled by outward appearances.